I figure with all the craziness going on in the world, I'm going to try to simplify things in my life. No TV, none of that nonsense. Out here, we got a lot of coverage of the people that were caught up in the storm. A lot of people in Asheville got totally wrecked. And so supposedly they got people that are helping, but a lot of times it's just like, if you depend on like the government or something, it's just a whole lot of crickets, really. And the only time you ever get like a call or anything like that is when somebody wants something. So I'm kind of over everything as far as like getting involved in stuff, because there's like only so much you can do with limited resources. I mean, it's like asking, like, if you're going to ask a homeless guy to drop his freaking everything he's got, his backpack, and go freaking run and help everybody. I mean, we created this mess, people that are homeless and stuff. And even me, I'm not too far away from being homeless. Not really. I mean, with the increase in rents and everything costs too much money. I mean, I can't really afford a whole lot on a pension. Yeah, and it's just one of them things, But for me, I don't really sweat it too much, because I remember when I was homeless, I was happy just with getting $2 in cans. I didn't really care. When I aspired to do something, I would do it. But when I felt like the world was not aligning with what I wanted out of life, I basically just would settle for whatever. It would even be like a piece of pizza out of a trash can. I didn't care. So that kind of builds up a little bit of resilience in your life when, if you wake up on a beach and somebody's peeing by your head, I mean, you're going to end up pretty tough. You know what I mean? You're just going to be like, you might be a pissed off dude, but you're going to end up being you're not going to sweat shit. You can get up and somebody pees next to your head, middle of the night, on a beach, when you're homeless, and you could get up and walk away from that. I think you could do anything. I think the biggest problem people have these days is, there's a few things you need, I've realized, in life. You need water. You need a place to lay down. You need shelter, not so much just for you, but you need a place to protect your important, like, documents. And it makes it even harder nowadays because everything's all digitized. So it's like you have to go to a computer. You can't just you need to have access to a computer. But you still have to have an ID. In my case, I have to have a DD-214 because that's my military documents. But for the people that don't have even the bare necessities of a place to lay their head at night, that's really hard to maintain even your paper documents. Because what do you do when it rains, I mean, you're screwed. So, but I've been without even an ID in the past, and I just figured, whatever. I got nothing. I mean, whatever. And then I've had too much. Like right now, I probably have too much because I got 2 cars, but they're all paid off. They've been paid off for years. One of them's been paid off for years. And so the only thing I really have to pay is insurance on the car. But just to get to that point, took a lot of restraint on, like instead of going out partying with my bros, I would just sit at home. I still might be gnawing on a chicken bone, but it doesn't bother me because I friggin' ate out of garbage cans before. I wouldn't eat dirty food. I'd always try to find something that was relatively good, clean food. But nevertheless, it was still eating out of the trash. And it got me thinking about this thing I just seen on old Arnold Schwarzenegger when, I guess when he was governor, he was like, oh, welcome in this hotel, right? They were like real nice to him and put him up and everything and, did the whole nine, the red carpet treatment. But when he stopped being governor and he got older, he's no longer, Mr. Friggin' Atlas and whatever that is. He went to the same hotel and they basically told him they didn't have any room for him. But when he was governor, they'd freaking kick somebody out so he could do his governor sleep, But so what he did was he went out on the carpet on the grass. Basically took a sleeping bag. He went on a bench in front of the place. And basically just freaking laid there and slept. Kind of like in defiance of, this whole power trip, whatever. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's true. I mean, I'm assuming maybe it is true. But yeah, everything in life really is a pecking order. I mean, it's not about like how hard you try. It has nothing at all to do with how hard you try. And sometimes if you try too hard, you could work yourself out of, whatever you're doing. So I've learned over the years that sometimes you just got to accept the fact that I don't like to put it like you're not needed, but maybe you're not needed. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not a bad thing because some people don't really want to be needed, It's like a good example is that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing I was talking about. Everybody's real nice to you when you're needed and you're, you got some status, but whenever you lose that status, you're a nobody in society. And so that's why I think a lot of people these days kind of see past a lot of that crap, this whole, status symbols and all this ridiculousness that doesn't really freaking matter in the scheme of things because whether you're popular and, you're somebody of status, hey, you can still get cancer. Or, hey, you can still get divorced. Or, hey, you can still get scammed. You can still get ripped off. People are still going to try to freaking, scam you. So, I just get to a point where I'm like, well, I guess I'll just draw this this is my my Halloween surf picture with a wave. And then I put like these little pumpkins on the bottom. And all I'm going to do is put it up there in the window, Next to my little skull. I got a skull up there, so put it up there in the window. So, around here we don't have a whole lot of trick-or-treaters and stuff because, I don't know. We just don't. Matter of fact, I don't think we ever have any trick-or-treaters. Maybe once or twice we gave some candy out to the kids across the street, but not a whole lot of. You have to go to like the rich areas, where they, the rich kids, they got their, rich kids always got their, parents put up all these freaking crazy Halloween stuff. But where I live is considered somewhat of kind of not a hood, but more like the lower end of the food chain. They call this area here actually called Bragtown, or part of Durham, where they call it Durham. They call Dirty Durham because Durham is kind of a somewhat edgy place. See my little freaking pecan pie thing. It's kind of edgy. It's kind of gritty, really. It's an edgy, kind of gritty place, but it's not bad. I mean, we got like the population here compared to being from San Diego. San Diego population's over 1 million. And I'm from San Diego. Here the population's in Durham, city of Durham is like 250,000 or something. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of people out here. A good majority are retired. A lot of just do their walks in the park with the dogs, or they just, kind of lonely older people, I guess. I don't know if you call it lonely, but more like just people like me who are kind of like on the back end of life, and we're just, a lot of us are just kind of mentally and physically burned out. Lifetime of working, and some's got, medical issues, I mean, that just comes with age. Once you get over 60, you're lucky if you have no medical issue. And I don't even know if a lot of it has to do with like bad habits. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it's genetic. You can turn around some things, but some things you just can't. Like if you smoked your whole life, you're not going to be able to turn that around. You could quit, but I don't think you can physically change a lot of it, I think that it's just something that you have to go into your later years accepting that, well, you might have partied too hard in your younger years, and now you gotta freaking accept the consequence. Such is the case with me, I guess. I partied pretty hard when I was in my 20s and 30s. But, worked hard, but partied hard. Nah, I'm just kind of chilling. So this picture, basically I'm just making a little pumpkin patch there. Got a little wave. I could put a dude on there. Maybe put a little guy in here freaking getting barreled. This dude's just like, I just kind of put an old prefab surfboard in here. Put my stick guy on there or something. Little stick man up on here. And then he just put his little head in there. Little arms flailing around. He's just freaking charging this big beast of a wave. He's getting fully, well, he's not barreled yet, but he's getting ready to. Or he might not get barreled at all. I don't know. Which. Looks like a pretty clean ride. It's good left going there. You could take it left. You could stall out and get in the barrel. That'd be a good idea. Probably just stall out and get a quick barrel out of this deal. But we gotta put some orange hair on him because we have a freaking carrot top. There he is. It's sort of my little kid drawing of a dude on a board surfing with a little pumpkin patch below. Alright, there you go. Happy Halloween surf, or whatever you want to call it. Thanks for watching.